Today's guest is Shamel Badman Findley fighting for the vacant CFFC Flyweight Title.
Yes,
How you doing
sir.
today?
Hey, what's up, man? I'm happy to be here.
So currently 6-1 and a bullshit draw. I rewatched that one today, and I have things to say about that we'll touch on in a little bit.
Mhm.
Now fighting for your second title. How's it feel to be in this position?
It feels amazing. There are so many things that go on behind the scenes, and just so many trials and tribulations, and it's been great to kind of just have the support that I have now, and my family, my friends, the coaches, teammates I have now, and they just keep me kind of just in this I just in this tunnel vision, state of mind. So it's cool when like my outside is starting to like catch up to like what's going on inside, what I saw for myself.
And I mean, outside looking in, 6 wins, 5 by TKO is just crazy. And you haven't been around long. Like, you're still fresh.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you debuted at an Emmy in what, like 2020?
Yeah. Or no, as an Emmy, no, I debuted as an Emmy in what year was that? Maybe 2018, 2017, somewhere in there. But as a pro, I debuted 2021, I want to say.
Mhm. And your pro debuts, you're only one in the loss column. Uh,
Hmm.
and I believe I haven't seen a video of that one, but I heard that was it was a close fight. So you weren't even
Yeah.
like, out of it. Like the judges went one way.
Right. Right. And man, that fight taught me so much, and just uh it taught me so much, and I had to learn how to stay present, like very present in these fights. Because at the time, sometimes when you're doing so well, you feel invincible, and you see the fight just going one way, and you just see yourself as the hammer. And in that fight, I got tested, and I wasn't the hammer the whole time, so I checked out in a certain way, not out of the fight, which is why it kept why it was close. But I checked out as far as knowing that it only takes 1 second or one counter, one shot, one takedown, one submission to change the whole thing. I started fighting not to lose instead of fighting to finish, and so that changed me, and I'm very grateful for
And with your career, you're usually in enemy territory.
it.
I mean, coming in that one this draw that I mentioned, you
Yeah.
were coming into goat shed country. Titan FC is basically like goat shed FC,
Hmm.
and it was already worrying going to a decision because some judges like try to make the promotion happy. They don't really judge
Yeah.
the fight. They try to, oh, everyone's allowed for this guy. That guy's obviously winning. You did get a point deduction in the third round, like the last minute, maybe.
It
Um,
was the last like 10 seconds.
and like I tried. I mean, there's only one angle. I didn't
Hmm.
see a fence grab. You didn't
Hmm.
protest it though, which was
No.
like, all right, maybe you did.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't protest it because I did. I'm not gonna lie. I grabbed it for like a split second, just as just a human reaction, as a reflex. But when I did, I was very conscious of it. I let it go, and in fact, he didn't have the takedown. I just gave it to him because I knew what I did. I literally sat down, and I was gonna begin to like start working from there, and get back up like I did so many other times in the fight. So yeah, I gave him the takedown just to, I guess, like make up for the fact that I did grab it for a split second. And yeah, there's just so many. I have so many films on that. Just the amount of time that was left, the stakes, the way the fight was going, and also, a big reason for taking any point, like with any type of foul, is if it has an extreme like change on the fight, and I feel like that's the biggest part of the rule. You take a point, at the referee's discretion, as it pertains to like if it's made some type of major change in the fight. When there's 30 to 10 seconds left, what change was made with that takedown or not, you know. So it's like, man, I don't know. That was weird. I feel like, you know, and then to get the draw after that, it's like, really, you just took the fight away from me, you know, in the last couple seconds. But
And you're kind of
whatever.
leading into where I was going after this too. Is like, first off, like when you gave the takedown and the referee stopped it, like, Adrian looked confused.
Yeah. He was. I'm not gonna lie. He was actually saying like, no, like keep it going. Like he wasn't too bent out of shape about it either. I guess, you know, he realized that I also like gave up the takedown after. He was probably just trying to ride the round out on top. But yeah, it was. I don't know what that referee.
Yeah, so he was a little more happy in that area, but after
Mm-hmm.
the draw, he
Mm-hmm.
went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And like I heard at the end, he even says like he wants to fight the fucking ref, and I'm like, if the ref didn't take the point, you lost.
That's what I'm saying. I tried to tell him that we ended up exchanging some words again a little while after, and he was, you know, going off on the ref, and I was like, bro, like the ref did you a favor, like just like simple logic, basic math. You understand that it went to a draw after they took a point from me. That means the ref helped you. Like, why are you mad at him? I mean, he's just a weird guy anyway. Adrian Garcia.
So after that one, this is actually the fight that I actually was introduced to you at. The following one, you came out to Ben Salem, PA, Parks Casino, and you fought a former flyweight champion and made him quit on the stool. Like that was like, I always joke when you see the fight name Badman, because it's like, all right, like, are you? And then just during that fight, like I know Santos' like fight style, and the fact that, you know, at first I didn't know what happened. Did you know what happened when he retired on the stool?
I knew it a little bit before the broadcast. I would say, like, because I'm in there, I can hear. You know, we're right across the cage from each other. I can hear them. I could see them like offering him water or trying to do something they were trying to give him, and he was just like, like he didn't want anything poured in his mouth. And also I knew in the fight after I kicked him, there was an exchange, or there was a time when we were like, both, he was pushing me up against the cage, and I like tapped him like two times in his jaw, and I saw the blood starting to trickle out. I didn't know how hurt he was, but at that point I was like, oh, something, he's hurt, and that was kind of that like re-energized me. You know?
Because I know even the broadcast, John and Joe Pfeiffer was the special fill-in for that card. They both thought broken jaw. They never verified if it was a broken jaw or not. I was right behind the commission table for that fight, and the referee Dan Mergliotta came over and said, "You basically punched his entire lower like teeth back."
Yeah.
Which, I mean, could fall in line with a jaw too. It could be like that's what was pushed back. And that's when I was like, all right, certified Badman right there. I think that's when I kind of went on Twitter and was like, at that point, and even at then, there was not much movement in the flyweight division with CFFC. And I was like, that's, you know, you just beat a former champ. That's enough to kind of like get you in the runnings then. Then they bring you to Tampa and you fight another prospect, Will Span the third. And again, that was one up. See, these like weekday cards piss me off because I usually have plans on Thursday. I'm in a Wawa watching it on Fight Pass, and you hit the right hook and he went down. And I can't even geek out because I'm in Wawa. I'm not gonna be that weirdo like being impressed in a gas station. But again, you certified the bad man mentality there too. And I think I even said then that's the title shot. Like that, there was no other need. I didn't know at the time that there was not a champion anymore.
Right.
I think that
Yeah,
was
I
kind of
actually knew. Yeah, I knew. I knew because I had, after the Curatolo fight, really even before the Curatolo fight, when I was so here's a little bit about me. I don't actually know, like you said, I am kind of like new to this level or this scene of things, right? So last year I fought 6 times last year, and so it was a lot of like it was a year full of like firsts for me, right? So like a lot of these guys who've been on the scene, been around, been in certain conversations. This is my first time hearing of them. Central Curatolo was one of those people that I didn't know before I was offered the fight for him. And but when I was offered the fight for him, something that like enticed me about it. One, I saw that he fought in the Contender Series. I was like, wow, that's a perfect way to like burst onto the scene. Somebody that's been it basically would show me like where I'm at. And then I found out that he was the former champion and all that other stuff. And I remember being in a conversation with one of the head guys from CFFC and them saying like, a fight like this could basically help you skip the line. Like, yeah, you're debuting in the promotion, but like this is one of our guys. And it was I just took that. I kind of since that fight, I kind of figured like, okay, if I get this one out the way, that I could start being like the head runner for title shot. And so I was always in like conversations after the fight, like even on the way out of the cage from the Curatola fight. Hey, you want to fight again in December for the belt? Like, on the way out the cage, and I'm like, yeah, I am burnt out. I'm 6 fights in. I barely made it here, bro. I'm really injured, and but I knew what I needed to do in that fight, and I was able to get it done. So it's cool. But yeah, I knew when the belt was vacant, and because I was also supposed to fight that guy, and I just been getting better and waiting my turn.
Yeah, it's one thing with CFFC. They are, unlike a lot of the other regionals, they do a lot of shows. So like they're able to kind of be like, all right, you're done here. Do you want to fight now? You want to fight right away? Where a lot of ones are like, let us find a date, let us find a venue. Right now they kind of have the four, or maybe five, I think, if I do the right math, venues that they kind of bounce around, and you fit in who makes sense here and who makes sense there. So that doesn't surprise me too much that they were able to kind of like offer a shot right away. But I also do feel I think you kind of need it yourself, that Will Spann fight. Like I rewatched honestly your entire pro career besides the first fight over last night and today, and I think you needed that finally getting the mic after the Will Spann fight.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because when I do rewatch or revisit memories and stuff, like when I'm thinking of it, I cannot make any of this up. Like it can't be playing out any better. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, like I was offered the 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 former champ Makoto Takahashi. I was offered him before he took the fight with I can't remember who he fought. I know it was a Brazilian guy, but before he took that fight, and like I said, I was not in shape to fight, I took the break that I needed, and then he went and he got the belt, and now he's moving in one direction with his career and stuff now, and now I'm up, but like yeah, it was like that Will Spann fight being right there in the middle of that, like it all playing out like that, and me saying what I said on the mic, like it's so crazy because I personally I never know what's gonna come out of my mouth after a fight, and so yeah, sometimes I watch it back too as this as a fan, like oh my gosh, I can't believe I said that, or I'm glad that it hit the way that it did, like I connected with the people the way that I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like you might think something might sound nice or decent, but like you won't know until it like comes out of your mouth and see people's reaction. So I was very happy with that. But yeah, I was speaking like what I really felt at the time, and it was cool the way it played out.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely didn't feel scripted. It felt like they had Punk handed you a mic and you were in the moment, and it hit.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, like at that point, I think I know for a fact at that point I was like, this is the next title guy. Like, I don't know who you face him against, but it's him versus a body. Find someone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so when I eventually heard that you got the fight, I was like, at first I heard your name passed around, and I thought you were actually gonna fight Candyman, Max
Mm.
Max Q. I'm gonna butcher his last name, so I'm not gonna disrespect it. Um,
Queen Nunez, I believe.
and
Yeah.
I think you either hinted at it or heard your name passed around, and I messaged him and was like, "Are you getting the title shot?" And he explained, "I didn't know, and apparently a lot of others didn't know. You two
Mm-hmm.
faced each other on the amateur scene."
Yeah. We fought before.
And
Yeah.
so he kind of relayed it to me, and I looked at it and I was like, "Well, now it's even more interesting because
Yeah. It is.
you're on this pro spree. He's getting started now too,
Mm-hmm.
but he won the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was like, that storyline right there, like, who changed the most since then?" And
Right.
then I looked and I was like, "Oh shit, he only has like 3 or 4 fights so far on the
Yeah.
pro side." And I was like, "All right, he's 1 or 2 away." And with the change of location, guys are on the same card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We so Max, yeah, we fought before as amateurs. I wanna say I was maybe 3-1 at the time. And just brand new to the sport. Brand new to the sport. I came from wrestling, so I had experience, obviously, and I won fights. And I was actually coming off of winning my first amateur title in Georgia, and so that's how I was given the opportunity to go up against him. I think he already had the title for a bit, defended it a couple times. He was doing his thing as an amateur at the time, and yeah, so I went over there to fight him. It was a great fight. I think I still have it somewhere. It was a great fight as far as it showed me I was green. It showed me I was green, and he had his pace. I wasn't used to that pace just yet. Just somebody like going up and down, striking to the wrestler. He was already, you know what it was. He was already a mixed martial artist, and I was a fighter I was doing things in like sections. It wasn't like mixed together. If I was boxing, I was boxing. If I was wrestling, I was wrestling. But that was a great fight. You know, he had me in some trouble. I got out of it. I landed some big shots. I did some damage, and he just had a great gas tank and stuck to the game plan. And but now it's crazy, yeah, because we've actually talked about it a little bit. We were on the same card the last time we fought as well, and we saw each other at the weigh-ins. We talked for a little bit, just about life and just the way certain things have played out. And I know that before I remember I tried to actually as an amateur I tried to fight him again like multiple times, and he messaged me back just man to man. He's like, we could do that. I'm not opposed to it or whatever, but I think it would make more sense if we just move on, and I'll see you in the big show, and that was kind of where that ended as amateurs. But I know a little while ago, I think he got because I was asking to fight him again, and I think that's when I learned like he got into an accident, some like a horrible accident or something, and had to take some time off and da da da. So, shout out to him. I'm glad he's doing much better and he's back, able and capable, and he's going out there and winning. Um, and we were in the same locker room. It was crazy because I was watching this fight, and I was cheering him on, and he comes back to the locker room after what he did. He ends up stopping the guy with a flying knee, and I can hear him like going crazy. I'm in the bathroom at this time or whatever, and they're celebrating a little bit in the locker room. And I remember he comes around the corner, and he's like, or I think he's coming in the bathroom to change or something, And he's like, yeah, Shamel, where you at? Something like that he said, or Shamel. I'm like, what's up? And then he's like, it's your turn, like Cause so it's crazy how not every opponent is an enemy, and and not everybody you train with is a friend. Something you got to learn in this business.
That's all the past, though. Next up,
Mm,
though, again, another person I'm not going to try to say his first, not going to try to say his last name. We'll go with his nickname,
mm.
Immortal Lotus, because I can say that flawlessly.
Badman Siren Dorziev.
More power to you. I do not want to be John Morgan or CM Punk, and they have to say, I'm assuming they're going to keep calling him Lotus throughout the fight.
Yeah, probably.
Current Anthony Pettis fight championship champion. On his end, he's trying to be, I never knew it didn't happen before, the first double fight pass promotion champion. That's how they're pushing it.
Yeah, I've been saying that.
Yeah, he almost was beat last month or earlier this month because the Titan FC champ, just fought for CFFC on the 16th, but did not win. So he still has the possibility to become the dual.
Oh, okay. I understand.
How did this fight come about, though? Because I'm even more confused knowing that he was signed with Anthony Pettis. He is also managed by Showtime, so a little leeway there probably with contract negotiations. Was this the first name brought to you? I know before you had multiple names before that didn't want to fight, and that's how you got Will Spann last time. How did this one come to play?
Yeah, this is the first guy that was brought to me, and I've been saying, I've not picked any of these guys. I've not picked any of these guys. So yeah, it was the first name that was brought to me. I think uh APFC, right? APFC and Showtime. I see what they're trying to do. I mean, they're on Fight Pass, but they're still like he's their first champion. They're still building, and it's a smart business move to try to attach yourself to a prestigious organization like Cage Fury. So I see what they're trying to do, but man, they're trying to build this off the wrong person's back. Like I get it. They've made a couple comments and stuff that I've seen, and it's like, man, it's cool to be backing your guy, and like as you should. I would hate to be the champion of any organization and they don't like go hard for me or like think I'm gonna win, but certain things they've said have rubbed me the wrong way, and it's just like I just got to show out there why if history is gonna be made, it's not gonna be made off of me. And as a matter of fact, like maybe after this, they offer me the belt, and I'll do it well. Offer me the belt over there, I'll do it well.
Yeah, I mean, this one's definitely when I heard the name, I looked it up and I kind of realized he was the inaugural over there. They just handed out their first batch of belts at their last show or 2 shows ago. So that caught me off guard. And as I kind of asked around, everyone kind of said the same thing as you. This makes sense. They're kind of doing shows in like auditoriums, like gymnasiums and stuff, where like CFFC's in all the Hard Rocks, the Horseshoe Parks, and then up in Philly in 2300. So it does make sense to get him on a bigger show because there's a good chance either one of you, whoever walks away with the belt, might be on the later episodes of Contender Series this year.
Yeah,
that nice time frame, that week with the original date and this one is lining up perfectly to get those like last couple fill-in spots, especially in a division that is really growing. I think Dana kind of shot himself in the foot or maybe he actually put gas in the fire by almost shutting it down, and now you have Bellator coming into play now too. You have a lot more options now. It's no longer like UFC or one. You have that range there, and with obviously the Anthony Pettis connection to him, a win from you will be even bigger now than just winning. Because I mean, when I shared the fight news, I loved the attention it got, but it was also like my phone only has so much battery. And
Yeah, man.
so I mean, like, I know I was hyped for it, but both sides, like your crew is insane. I think they killed 2 full batteries at one point because it was just
Oh
nonstop. I was like,
man.
awesome. Like, I'm not the only one excited for this one. Like, that's always said something too, because you have your friends who support you, then you have your friends who support you and have your back, and yeah, you have both. But I mean, this fight should be interesting. I mean, you're a knockout. He's, I'm gonna say, a grinder.
Yeah.
So you're,
Yeah.
you're typical, like, I mean, you have wrestling. So I don't want to say striker because you are a wrestler as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of has that stereotypical striker versus grappler approach to it a little bit.
Phil, yeah, maybe. But one, he also has a great or decent following as well, man. So as soon as the fight got booked, I started getting messages of just like, oh, my brother's gonna do this to you. He's gonna smash you. Da da da. And I'm just looking at it like, wow, I haven't. But I've I've been here many times before. You know what I'm saying? We touched on it a little bit with the Titan Ghost Shed thing. And even like if you look even earlier, I've been the underdog quite a few times. I don't know if I'll be the underdog in this one, but just having that feel of like all the eyes were on the other person, and and then just coming in to like take them. I kind of I enjoy that part of this experience, you know. But he seems like a cool guy. And just to touch on a lot of the other little things you said, I said, it couldn't be lining up any more perfectly. I'm out here in Coconut Creek, Florida now at American Top Team, and I'm getting to train with I'm getting to train with Pantoja. Pantoja's got the hugest flyweight championship bout coming up, and just do great rounds with him. I'm getting to train with Kyoji before his huge flyweight title bout in Bellator, and then you got me going for like what is for me the biggest fight of my career thus far, another flyweight title bout, and so I'm getting these looks, and I'm understanding like the level I'm at and what the step up looks like, what the world's best in my weight class looks like. So outside looking in, if you've been watching my fights, you go back, yeah, you might see it as like striker versus grappler, but you know, I can do it all, and I'm sure he's working his butt off too, but I think it's just going to be a high level mixed martial artist versus I like that he what I can say about his style, I think he has a decent fight IQ, which is why he's getting the he's getting the nods, he's getting the decisions and things like that. But I just want to reiterate again, like I go out there and I'm playing for keeps, and I don't need the whole round, I don't need the whole fight to do what I have to do or find the shot that I need. So that's I think what makes this fight interesting and what people are tuning in to see.
Great. And how do you see this one going? Do you have a prediction or a win? Is that all you're focused on? Is one way or another? That belt's on your waist at the end of the night.
I think anybody in my position would say that, like, oh yeah, I just want to win. But like, I've been learning to speak more as my true self, and kind of like sometimes it's healthy to lean into your ego. What I actually want is a finish. You know what I'm saying? Just like you just touched on. Maybe Dana put some gas in the fire. Maybe he lit a fuse. At flyweight, people, I'm going out there and I'm doing what comes natural to me, what I feel is natural in a fight. What I feel would happen if we were out on the street. It's like you have to go until somebody can't go anymore. But now under these sets of rules, and you got refs and you got audience, da da da. It's safer, but it doesn't change anything for me and how I feel about a fight. I think that fights should be finished, and so that's what I'm coming out there to do. But like, yeah, at the end of the day, I want to win, but imagine what a finish would do for me, Imagine what a finish would do for me. So I think, I'd be 7-1, 6 finishes. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Can't deny at
That's what I
that point.
want. Yeah.
I mean, at that point, like, honestly, 6 finishes out of 7 fights, like, I think even a contender series invite at that point's a little disrespectful.
Man, that's what I didn't want to say that, but I was just thinking like maybe I just skip that too. Like 6 finishes might do that for me. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking for.
That's on July 20th.
Hmm.
Keep wanting to say like the Friday or Saturday, but that is like a Thursday card. Because that's how Tampa rolls.
Yeah,
Which is nice. I mean, you kind of mentioned it before. You fly in, you do your business, and you have the weekend to kind of just relax. Like Tampa's great.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's great.
outside of that, you mentioned too, you're down at Coconut Creek now.
Hmm.
A move up a little bit from you were Team Lima with Cody Dordan and the Lima brothers. And you're
Hmm.
with title contenders as well. I mean, Hiraguchi, not that not he lost one fight, but like he was
Man,
winning.
he's
That's another one where he was winning like
winning the whole thing. He's a
everything.
monster, man. He's a monster.
And
Monster.
so I mean, excited for his fight as well. I mean, you guys are cooking. Even at Lima, Cody has a fight coming up. Like
Hmm.
everyone's cooking right now. It's a good time to be in the sport.
Yeah, and all these guys are around my size. It's a great time to be a flyweight. Shout out to the fly guys, man. They what John Morgan say my last fight. He said I heard the flyweights don't finish fights. Well, hey, it's a whole new generation of us coming up, a whole new wave, and just as the sport is progressing, you got guys that are coming up to be martial artists. So it's gonna get very much so more like I think very it's gonna get more dangerous in a good way, in the way that the audience and the viewers want. I think everybody will be good everywhere very soon.
So last question, um,
Mm,
because I know how this usually goes. Right now, you're with CFFC. We know where you want to
mm-hmm,
be. I know though, when you do a title fight, you tend to be a new contract. We look if
mm-hmm.
you don't get the call, we looking to see you another 2 to 3 times in the cage fury cage, or where you at there?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I actually have like a tab open, like a bunch of tabs open for guys that I would like to fight. And like I've said, I haven't picked any of these guys, but I feel maybe as the champion, that's kind of where you get to that place where you like, where they like, well, who's worthy? Who would you? Because obviously you got to pick guys with the record and with the accolades or whatever. So I have like a tab open of all these guys, and it's crazy. You brought up Max Quiones and Adrian Garcia. Who else? Those are tabs that are open for me. Even the guy I would love to fight Shamik Harvey again. Shamik Harvey is the guy that I lost to in my debut, and he's doing well right now. So yeah. So of course, if I don't get the call up, the truest test of being the champion is to defend your belt, and so I would love to. Uh, I'm all about looking forward, looking forward, looking forward usually. But if forward isn't a bigger promotion that I want to go to, then I think I'd take that time to look back for once and kind of look at like who have I lost to, who do I have unfinished business with, and the reason being is like I feel at that point it would be a great time to see like, well, how far have you come? Like this would be somebody you've actually stepped out here with before. So it's a very real and a very specific test of like how far that I've come.
Awesome. Yeah, just like to know where we might see you after this one if it's not the contender series or UFC. So glad to know
Mm,
you're probably sticking around Cage Fury if no one makes a phone call yet.
Right.
But now I'm gonna pass it over to you. I know you have I already mentioned your crew killed my phone twice. I'm sure you have a lot of people to thank, sponsors and all that. To take a page out of CM Punk's book, Mr. Findley, the mic's all yours.
Oh man, just they will be watching this interview, so I know they will know who I'm talking to. Thank you to all my family and friends that just keep my head on straight and keep coming and supporting. I know you'll all be there in Tampa again. We're gonna be loud. We're gonna go crazy. It's gonna be a wonderful weekend. So I just want to remind y'all that I do this all for you guys. I put myself on the line, my body, my health, my mental, and y'all keep me straight. And it's just because I really have an unconditional love for you guys in this game. So thank you for giving me the opportunity.
It's been great to finally talk to you. I know we tried before the last fight, and my schedule sucked. Your schedule sucked because I tried a little too late, too close to the fight. We tried a little bit, I think, right after the fight, and it was just one of those like, dude, just enjoy the pools and the I think you called it a workcation. Like, just enjoy it, and we'll. Like I even said then, we'll talk before the title fight, and we did. So now
look at this.
All you have to do is go get the title, and look forward to talking to you again. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm making it to this one because a back-to-back trip might make my wife hate me. But I'm going to tune in. Everyone should be tuning in. This is obviously on Fight Pass. I'm assuming with the weight, with another title fight, you're probably the co-main on this one.
Yes.
So what a lead-in to the next title fight. I mean, you're gonna. Right. I think if anyone has seen your career, this should be kind of balls to the wall. I'm sure it's gonna be another Fight Pass highlight reel. It's gonna be all over the Instagram and everything else. Best of luck to you. Look forward to seeing it. All you gotta do is now get the belt.
All right, man. I'm on it. Thank you.
Awesome.